Margaret, I know you're sitting down on Face the Nation this Sunday with the superintendent of the Chicago Police Department and the Floyd family's lawyer. I saw you also wanted to jump in, so jump in.
No, we will be digging into this, and I think it's actually a big decision because up till now, there has been virtually no story that has broken through the pandemic. This has really ignited something within the American public. It has broken through. The violence got a lot of attention. This was well before the president himself weighed in. And I think that's why we are going to be trying to ask that broader question of what does this mean in this moment? Does this represent something more? Is this about the Floyd family? Is this broadly about race in America? Or is this also sort of a catalyst for a lot of pent-up anger on a lot of different issues? Does this have, is this the beginning of something more? We want to talk to, as Yamiche detailed there, the family attorney about where we are by Sunday, because this has actually been fairly fast moving in terms of the public statements. And for all the president's missteps in his phrasing of that tweet and then what he tried to do with explaining that it wasn't actually what he meant by using those phrases, that he wasn't trying to glorify violence, the administration around him and the Trump campaign were very quick to distance themselves from anything happening in Minneapolis. The Trump campaign actually, interestingly, even said that how a CNN reporter was treated was wrong, and they condemned it. CNN, a network that has been, in the Trump administration characterization, unfair and an enemy. And well, today, the Trump campaign was defending them. It's a very, very strange... Sorry, go ahead.
No, please, no, and that CNN reporter was eventually released. Good to hear that news.
He was, and credit to the photographer for keeping the camera rolling throughout that, and to the reporter himself for keeping his cool. This could have gone very differently in the course of a few hours.
Toluse, tonight, we also marked these grim milestones. More than 100,000 Americans dead due to the coronavirus. Over 40 million Americans have filed unemployment claims. As we're taping this live tonight in Washington, there are protests on Pennsylvania Avenue, across Washington, D.C., explosive fires in downtown Atlanta. And you're inside the White House as a reporter. What is this president going to do on the economic front, on the health front?
Yeah, if you look at the challenges facing the country, and then if you look at the president's Twitter feed, you couldn't see a more stark contrast between the big, grand challenges we're facing and the small issues that the president is focusing on. He's picking fights over the past administration. He's picking fights with Twitter itself, saying he would like to shut down Twitter if he had the chance. He's picking fights with cable news hosts and making conspiratorial claims and charging them with murder when there's no evidence to back up those types of claims. So the president has sort of met the moment with sort of the small types of petty fights that he has engaged in over the past 3.5 years, while the country is going through these massive, traumatic issues, ranging from a pandemic that has killed so many people, including disproportionately killing and harming people of color, and an economic crisis, which is really depression-level unemployment. 40 million people filing for unemployment benefits, and disproportionately poorer people and people of color have also been negatively impacted by the recession and the depression-era unemployment that we've seen. So it's not clear what the president's going to do. It's not clear if he's able to meet the moment. It's not clear if he has a plan to bring the country out of these twin economic and healthcare crises. Right now, he seems to be focused on much smaller issues.
Peter, quickly, based on your reporting, Congress, the president, does this spark anything on racial justice, on a stimulus?
Look, there'll be talk. I don't know that necessarily changes the dynamics on that. The stimulus issue is one that's obviously laying pretty low right now. There's a fourth package that's been passed by the House. The Democrats on their side, the Republicans have said no, not interested. It's filled with all kinds of liberal wish list kind of dreams. We're not going to embrace that. And there doesn't seem to be any serious movement toward a near-term new legislation. So I think we're still several weeks away from anything like that.
Yamiche, in the final minute here, I followed your work when you were on the ground in Ferguson. To see this again, what does it mean to you?
I think for a lot of people, I think Black and white Americans and people of color,
Do you know
what it feels like is that you were in a car accident and you're looking around and you've survived, but there are airbags that have gone off all around you, and you keep on getting into that same accident, and you keep on seeing those same airbags, and you keep on walking on eggshells. I think that's what this feels like. It feels like everyone's exhausted. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and now we also have to really reconcile again with the idea that even when someone is killed on camera, there are a lot of people who just see that police officers can kind of do what they want to do with Black life. I think Margaret said it was poise on Omar's Park to not go off and
Yamiche, we have to go.
Calm, but in reality, in reality,
don't apologize, Yamiche.
People think.
You're so right, Yamiche, and I apologize. This is a short show due to Pledge Week at some stations across the country, so we have to leave it there.